Okay, sup everyone, this is Dark Raku here with a new what if. Okay, you see here. I've been thinking this what if like the whole past weekend and Friday and now today. So let me mention what this is exactly. I did mention this on one of my what ifs of what if what's it called? Issei was a reincarnation of Gojo and Kakashi. I did mention it, and I don't think many people even care about, but I'm not gonna care that much if you care too much or less or whatever. But pretty much, this is called What If Issei Made a Pirate Legacy. Now, I know the L is kind of visible and you can barely see it. Don't worry, it's not. It's not Igit or whatever. Never mind. But yeah, the L is there. Just you can barely see it. So pretty much, this is a what if that I've been thinking about for a while. I already thought of the whole storyline and the other stuff, but yeah. Now, there's two things that might, what's it called? Two things that, not two things. I don't want to spoil it. Let me just go on with the story. But before I go on, he is going to have a devil fruit. It's going to be similar to that of the Goro Goro no Mi. Now, if you know what the Goro Goro no Mi is, then good job, guys. Pretty much it's a lightning devil fruit. But not the point. He's going to have one just complete different from normal lightning. But don't worry about it. So, we go into the story, okay? Let me first get a drink. Man, I don't even know why I'm nervous. What the fuck? Whatever. Not the point. Let me go back into what if, okay? But yeah, I don't want to ramble on. Also, if you're wondering why I didn't actually upload like part 6 of what's it called? What if Issei was the reincarnation of Gojo or Gojo, mostly Satoru Gojo, or what's it called? Kakashi Hatake. The reason why I didn't upload today for that what if is because I need to go rewatch it, but basically I don't have time that much because I was in the bathroom for at least like 2 hours. Thanks to my stomach hurting like a bitch. I don't even know what the fuck I ate. I only ate a sandwich in the morning. My stomach just was beating my ass for it. Not the point. Let me go into this what if. Yes, I have school today, so there's one problem, but yeah. But not the point. Let me begin. I also gotta upload my second channel. Or not second channel, main channel. This is my second channel. I'm rambling. Okay. Let me just begin. So, we begin into mostly the Occult Research Club. This is where, Issei is being really happy with the Occult Research Club. Like, everything's going good. They have a rating game in about a month about to fight against Sir Orcus. Of course, he already went against the hero faction, so he knows about the hero faction existence. He kind of is trying to get stronger, basically train every day, just to fight against Sir Orcus and give him the promise and other things. But of course, this is where, it will all start crashing down in about a couple of minutes. But he doesn't know that. Issei does not know about that. This is where, we go into mostly Raffles' mother still calling, and of course, this is where she kind of says to please take care of her daughter in a very seductive tone voice, mostly hinting that Issei should kind of like go out with her, something like that. Of course, where, Issei is clueless as hell half the time because, Issei is a pervert, but at the same time, he doesn't know much experience with girls at all. And also, he's still kind of mostly emotionally damaged. Emotional damage! Not the point. But of course, Rias kind of notices, and of course, she kind of gets upset a little bit. This is where, she kind of still tells Issei in mostly in original canon, mostly would, what's called Issei protect her, and then she would go on with Azia, then Kaneko, then Akana, and then yada yada, mostly the girls in general, not the guys. This is where, she then kind of says, would you protect me, Issei? This is where Issei says, yeah, I'll protect you, President. This is where, Ria starts getting upset, starts crying. And of course, this is where, Issei says, are you okay? This is where, before he even gets to say it, this is where Ria says, God damn it, you idiot. I regret even ever saving you. This is where she kind of realized what she said, and then she runs off. This is where everyone realized what she said, but this is where Issei was just shocked. This is where, Issei was about to go towards her, but this is where Azia kind of says, you monster, you had it to her that. Why don't you understand? This is where she walks off and kind of runs after her. But of course, this is where everyone's still siding with Rias. But yeah, this is where Issei is still confused. Issei was about to go, but this is where Akano says, "Don't do it, Issei." This is where, well, we go into Irina saying, "Issei, what? Why?" This is where, well, Sonovia says, "I don't know much about this, but at least I know that this is not going the right rhythm." This is where, well, he's just confused, and then he just talks to Kiba. Kiba says, "Seriously, do I have to spell it for you?" This is where, well, Issei asks, what's it called, his junior, mostly, what's it called, Gasper, about if he's a bad guy. This is where Gasper kind of not. Of course, Issei kind of is confused. He's confused. He doesn't know what he has to apologize. He's just so damn dense. This is where, well, we go into a time skip of Issei kind of, well, just getting through school. Of course, just being confused with Rias and the others. Of course, he goes to the park. He doesn't go home straight from school. And of course, where, well, Issei is right now just feeling down, really down and depressed. He's right now becoming emo. Emo Gohan out here. He about to go pull out a beer bottle. I don't know where to drink it. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, he's just kind of depressed. He doesn't actually understand what is happening. And of course, well, Drake has been trying to contact him for the past, well, 1 hour, because he's been in the park for 1 hour just staring at the ground without any emotion. And this is where, well, he managed to finally get contact with, well, Issei after a while, after hearing Issei say, "Do you need something, Drake?" This is where, well, he said it in such a cold, emotionless voice. This is where Drake kind of fear a little bit. This is where he says, "Issei, are you okay?" This is where Issei says, "I'm fine. I'm really fine. Yeah. I'm thinking of just going to buy an apartment or mostly a hotel for a couple of days. I don't want to be in the house at all." This is where, well, Drake kind of says, "Partner, leave me alone, Drake. I'll be fine." This is where, well, we go into Issei getting in a, what's it called, apartment for just a couple of days. Of course, this is where, well, he then, like, blocks the signature of, what's it called, Rias from ever finding him. Or just, in general, just the burning knowledge that he kind of knows to make a little seal magic barrier on his kind of palm, just so, what's it called, Rias won't bother him or anything. But yeah, this is where, well, he kind of decides to call up some friends, mostly Matsui and Murahama. Now, of course, Matsui was kind of in the dumps also. He was crying. Murahama was saddened, but of course a little bit depressed also. So of course, where, well, the next day, Issei and the others didn't really go to school. Mostly Murahama and Matsui. They met up at a cafe. Or mostly, not at a cafe, mostly at a comic book shop. But what mostly that comic book shop kind of had, what's it called? Comic books, manga, anime manga. You get the point. But this is where, well, they're mostly at the manga section and not at the anime manga section. Which the cashier was kind of confused about them, because he always sees his daily, mostly his daily customers here, but they're at the manga section. But of course, this is where he feels like this weird atmosphere around all three of them. Mostly Issei. Issei seems more depressed than all three of them, or mostly all two of them. This is where, well, he's not trying to question them, because, well, shit. If they're depressed, something must have happened. He ain't trying to get involved. This is where, well, Murahama is right now reading a book about pirates, mostly what's it called, manga. And this is where, well, Matsui, he's right now just looking at some comics also. This is where, well, Issei, he's very quiet, staring at a book, but not reading it, just staring at it. This is where both Matsui and Murahama notices, but of course they don't say anything. This is where, well, Issei tries to fake smile himself. Say, "So, how you guys doing?" He said it trying not to stutter, but of course you can hear his voice just crack and barely even make any sense. This is where both Murahama and Matsui looks up. Matsui says, "Not great. My girlfriend just dumped me." This is where, yes, Matsui did get a girlfriend, but kind of just got dumped after a couple of days, mostly because she found someone better. This is where Murahama says, "Not that great. My parents are thinking of kicking me out. There are also, my girlfriend did also leave me because I did get one, but she thought I was too weak and scrawny. But I was smart and I was helping her with grades, and Never mind. This will work well. Issei says, I see. Well, it seems all of us are having such a terrible week. I see. This will work well. They kind of ask Issei and what happened to him. Issei kind of said that he had a fallout with the occult research club. And of course, this is where, well, he doesn't want to go home because his parents will probably be annoying him or probably try to kick him out. So of course, he's right now living in an apartment. That's where Murahama says, can I live for you? Well, can I live with you for days and other things? I do have money. I just have the money that I've been saving just to buy something, but never mind. Does it work? Well, Issei nodded. It's fine, bro. Does it work? Well, he seems more depressed than normal. Mostly Issei. He's more depressed than all two of them. Mostly the both of them. His friends. Does it work? Well, that's what he says. So, what are we gonna be doing? I don't really want to go back being a pervert. Mostly Matsui said. Murahama nodded also the same. Issei nodded. This is where Issei looks at the book that, what's it called, Murahama has. And this is where he kind of lays down his own, like, comic, well, not comic book, mostly manga. He was reading, what's it called, Dragon Ball, but he wasn't, like, reading it entirely. He was just mostly staring at the pages. But this is where, Mom, he looks at what's it called, Murahama, and says, can I see that real second? Yeah. What is this exactly? He kind of like looks through the pages, and of course, this is where, well, it's right now in a fight between, what's it called? Mostly the pages are kind of showing on a fight between a person with red hair and of course fighting against this like person with kind of a black beard, dark skin, and right now using a kind of weird ability called a Yami Yami no Mi. But of course, they don't know about that. This is where, well, Murahama says, I got into it after a while. But before I kind of go on with a date, and also my parents are about to try to kick me out. It's called the One Piece. I see. What is it about? Pirates trying to find this, like, secret treasure of the One Piece. There's warlords, yonkos, other stuff like that. This is where Murahama says, I would love to be a pirate. This is where he says quietly. But Issei managed here thanks to his double hearing, and Matsui also, even though he doesn't have double hearing. This is where, well, Issei then thinks about it. What if we just decide to leave? He said quietly, but all two of them managed to hear. This is where, well, Murahama and, what's it called, Matsui looks at him and says, what do you mean? This is where Issei, his head is too clouded and he's not thinking properly. He then kind of says, what if we decide to become pirates? No one will really care about us. No one really does care about us if we leave or not. My parents don't really care. They care only about the girls who live with me. This is where he doesn't care if he's admitting that he had a harem. But of course, this is where his friends doesn't really question or get angry at him. This is where, well, he then says, what if we just decide to disappear from this town? Go on to the sea. Go to the sea and become pirates. What if we decide to just do all that, get away from this old life, just dump our old lives and then change it and move on? This is where, well, Matsui and Murahama are thinking the same. They are kind of considering a little bit, but then they just consider more of it because, well, they have nothing to lose. Matsui's parents barely are there half the time, but of course, his girlfriend was the only thing that kept him a little bit alive, and Murahama, his parents are just kicking him out. It's where, well, Issei, he's too depressed and too caring about anything. He doesn't care about the rating games. He doesn't care about anything. He just keeps reading on the pages of what's called this like manga that's called One Piece. This is where he's saying, yes, that's what we need. Different lives, new lives, something much better. This is where, well, freedom. He then thinks in his head. He thinks of his head, freedom. For some reason, that's the idea he thinks about. He wants to be free. He wants to discover the world, be free, adventurous stuff. He doesn't want to be trapped here. He doesn't want to be just all alone half the time, trapped. I swear, well, he smiles. His smile starts becoming more contagious. This is where the other two manage to smile also. This is where, well, they said, alright, Issei, then let's make this a promise. This is where Murahama puts out his like fist out, well, mostly up to them, and this is where Matsui then like fist bump him, and this is where, well, Issei then looks up and says, yeah, let's make this a reality. This is where, well, They put back the manga, and this is where they were leaving until the person says, "Are you three okay?" This is where they smile, and of course they say, "Yeah, we're okay." It was just a little bit of just distraction reading that we needed to do. This is the person says, "Okay, we'll see you." This is where, well, they were walking away until the cashier says, "Hey, Issei, wait. I want to talk to you for a second. It's nothing bad or anything." This is where Issei stayed back and says, "Yeah, what do you need?" I heard what you guys said. I didn't want to eardrop, but mostly I heard what you guys said. So if you're really going to go become a pirate, you guys going to have to need supplies. I do have a boat. It's mostly an old boat that my grandpa left me after his death. So I could give it to you. I can see you guys are very just down and depressed after hearing about a little bit of stuff what you guys were talking about. So I'll give you the boat for free. I'll also give you some supplies so you guys don't starve in the sea. And I'll give you a map and where to probably go and other stuff. Maybe you should go to some of the smaller islands around Japan. Just so you won't get lost. This is where Issei looks at the cashier and says, "Thanks, man. We do need that." This is where, well, the cashier smiles and says, "You're welcome, bro. Just make sure not to die in the sea or get eaten by a shark or some kind of sea monster." This is where he made a reference to One Piece, to the manga One Piece. This is where, well, Issei grins and says, "Yeah, we're not going to die. I won't let that happen. I just want to be free for a couple of seconds or years. It doesn't matter." This is where, well, the person smiles and says, "Don't worry, just meet me at the dock at, well, tomorrow in the morning. Before, I have to open the shop up." This is where, well, Issei nodded. Says, "Thanks, man, again, for everything." This is where, well, the cashier says, you don't need to thank me that much. I'm just looking out for my three favorite, customers that mostly pay a lot of money for, the H anime site. This is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, "Yeah." This is where, well, and I'm guessing you three have stopped being pervs, so I'm kind of happy for you three to kind of do that, but yeah, also I'm still kind of lonely and getting a girlfriend. So if we can hook a brother up, one day when you ever come back, I will be happy for you. This is where, well, Issei kind of chuckles and says, "Thanks, man." This is where, well, Issei goes back to the apartments and he doesn't really have much things to pack up. Pretty much, all his shit is mostly at the house and he's not thinking of going to the house. He said, "Fuck that." He'll just wait. He mostly takes a nap, like a quick nap, and then thinks what to do when he gets up in the morning. So we go into a time skip. It's now the morning, and of course, well, he texts his friends just to go to the dock. This is where Murahama and Matsui shows up. Matsui has a backpack with barely any supplies, mostly some stuff, yeah, and some alcohol that he just stole from his parents because they aren't there most of the time in the house, so he said, "Fuck that." He didn't leave a note, he didn't leave a letter, he didn't care that much. His parents won't even give a damn about him. This is where, well, Murahama is the same. He didn't leave no letter, he just left, like, right up and left. He, like, left the house, he didn't care. His parents weren't even at home. And Issei, he didn't show up to the house. He didn't care. He had basically the same supplies from yesterday. Whatever. This is where, well, they kind of meet up with the cashier. Now, the cashier's name is his name is Akko. And of course, he usually just has black hair, but with some blue highlights. But yeah, like light blue highlights. So of course, he kind of shows up with the boat. And of course, it's like an old boat. Doesn't really have like an engine or anything like that. It does have like the, sail and other stuff. But yeah. Of course, the boat isn't that big. It's pretty much like a small boat. Like a thing, Yeah, like a small boat. But yeah. But of course, it can fit 3 people no matter what. Of course, he kind of shows up, and of course it worked well. He says, "Whoa, I wasn't expecting a boat like this, like the pirate thing that I read on the, One Piece manga." He only read like a couple of pages, but yeah, he managed to see like the pirate kind of flag and other things. This is where, well, the person named Akko says, "Yeah, so this is what it is. Pretty much my grandfather did tell me about some things like that. He also left some maps and other things, and some swords just in case, I don't know, probably you get attacked by some kind of shark or something. But pretty much, if I can remember right, my grandfather did say that out in the sea is pretty dangerous if you go too far from the islands near Japan. If you go further up to what's it called north, you will find a mountain. And he tells you not to go to the mountain. Because he said it's like some kind of gate. Which I thought it was just complete bullshit, but no. If you guys find yourself in that situation and you realize it's complete bullshit because my grandfather was just on crack or something, I don't know what he was doing. But if that's the case, then just explore the mountain or something. But I don't know how you can get up with a boat going up the mountain. It's confusing, but yeah. This is work move. Issei Matsue Murahama nodded and says, thanks, man. Now, of course, Aro, I think I said Aro, no, Ao, he's the age of being like 21. Of course, Issei and the others are kind of age 17, but yeah. This is work well. Issei said, when we come back, we will definitely try to hook you up. But right now, I just want freedom. This is work well. Matsue says, and I want to just be kind of meeting someone special, mostly probably figure out what to do in next life, or mostly my next move in life. This is where Murahama says, I just want to figure out what to do entirely. This is where, Mom, I will say, yeah, good luck, you three. This is where, well, they set up on the boat and decide to just sail. Now, it's been a couple of days, 5 days in total. But of course, they really haven't touched the food, even though it's refrigerated. And of course, they do eat a little bit. It's just they don't know how to cook most of the time. There are some cooking supplies there, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei looking around. Of course, this is where, well, they notice one thing. A storm is approaching. Now, of course, they're looking through the island and see, well, mostly not islands, mostly. They passed through some islands, saw some, desert, what's it called? Not deserted islands. And what's it called? Some other islands that are habited by some people, but yeah. But of course, they mostly just skipped through it and kept going north just to see that mountain because they weren't interested in the mountain. But yeah. Now, of course, they saw a storm, and of course, it was just coming from the north. This is where, well, they say, shit. This might get heavy, they all said in their head. This is where, well, the storm was actually upon them in only a couple of minutes. This is where, well, the seas were going up, down right now, splashing them up and down. This is where, well, they're all trying to hold on so the boats won't, like, throw them off. But, yeah. But, of course, this is where, well, we go into a time skip. The storm has passed, but, of course, the boat kind of broke down. Now, of course, it's barely able to move, and they're right now unable to kind of go to north. This is where, well, the storm was so powerful that it literally kind of destroyed some stuff. So, of course, they're trying to fix it, but of course they can't. They're kind of weakened from the storm. This is where, well, they kind of pass out after a while until a large shadow kind of appears. A flag with, well, you look towards a flag and you see a flag that's kind of having two swords across from it. And of course, a skull that has 3 red markings. This is where, well, the skull is kind of smiling a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, some people over, mostly on the giant boat, said, "Oi, ahead! 3 people on that small boat. What do we do, Captain?" This is where, well, one man kind of asked, or, well, not Captain, mostly Vice Captain. This is where, well, the Vice Captain was right now smoking a cigarette, has grayish hair, and has a blue coat over him. But yeah, he says, pull them up. We don't know who they are, so we might have to tie them. Okay? This is where, well, they say, aye, aye, Captain. Or mostly Vice Captain. This is where, well, they go and kind of get the 3 young fella children. Mostly they're young kids, which they realize how young they are. And of course, this is where, well, they see that they still have a lot of food, which they're confused. And why there's 3 young kids here. Of course, with uniforms, well, kind of not uniforms. Mostly Issei and the others kind of had regular clothes. Well, Issei has uniform because he really didn't have change clothes or anything. But yeah. But of course, well, when Issei and the other managed to wake up, they notice a lot of new faces. None of them are familiar. This is where, well, some of them all look to have, like, what's it called? Some of them has like a monkey on them. Like a monkey is just around them. This is where some of them kind of looks to be big. Small, scrawny, big. Yeah, you get the point. This is where, well, there's a bunch of new people. They all have flintlocks and, like, swords with them. But yeah. This is where, well, Issei says, where are we? Matsue, Murahama. Matsue and Murahama are right next to them and say, what the hell is happening? This is where Matsue kind of is just shocked. But of course, yet, he has this little tint of being dead inside. He doesn't care if he die or not. Just, he's kind of wondering how his friends are reacting. Monohama says, damn, we got captured by pirates. In this what's it called world, I guess there will be modern pirates. Damn. But I thought they would have modern guns or some stuff. He thinks in his head. This is where Issei says, what is happening? He said it out loud. And of course, one pirate said, we just captured you. We don't know who you are and we don't care. So, who are you three? This is where Issei says, didn't you just say you didn't care? Issei doesn't give a shit. Now, of course, he isn't contacting Drake because he doesn't want Drake to somehow contact any of the three factions or anyone in general. He just doesn't want him to literally contact anyone. So, of course, he isn't using the booster key or anything. Issei said his eyes are a little bit dead. And, of course, depressed. This is where, Issei said, my name is none of your concern. Issei said with a very cold, stern voice. This is where the pirate says, huh? And why isn't it none of our business? 3 kids like you shouldn't be out in the sea. Especially if you guys are from the mainland. Well, mainlands. This is where, Issei kind of glares at this person. And says, we are not from the mainlands. Issei kind of says kind of sternly. Issei wanted to lie because Issei didn't really want to, kind of like give them any information. If they are from the mainlands, they might get killed. Well, if they are or aren't, might get killed anyway. So, of course, it's better to die out in the sea by some pirates than die in, in a place that he's suffering from just emotionally, physically, and other stuff. So he doesn't care. This is where, one of the vice captains over there, mostly it looks to be a guy with grayish hair, kind of says, interesting. So if I put this gun towards your head, he mostly looks to be the vice captain, and I shoot you in the head, would that be okay? This is where, Issei narrowed his eyes. Issei doesn't know what to do. Of course, that could be good, he would be in his life, but his 2 friends that actually agreed with him in this crazy idea to literally go up to the sea and try to become pirates. He doesn't want them to die. So of course, Issei says no. Then, what is your goal, kid? This is where, Issei thinks in his head, what is my goal? Why did I even thought about this? This is where, he then thinks of Rias and the others, and this is where he gets angry and annoyed with them. Because they really didn't tell him jack shit and what he did to them. But whatever. This is where, he says, my goal. This is where, he then thinks of more stuff. Of his past life. When he met Rainer and then he got revived. This is where he realized one thing. If Rias knew about Rainer's existence in the Fallen Angels, and he died and Rias appeared because he gave him that flyer and showed him that familiar at one time, did she knew about her death? Well, mostly his death. This is where, she knew about the Fallen Angels' existence and targeting him. This is where he realized one thing. He was meant to literally become a servant from her beginning of plan. Just to get out of Riser's marriage. This is where, he's been used his whole life. This is where he's been used like a slave, like a dog. Like, absolutely nothing but just trash to be thrown away after a while. This is where he realized one thing. Rias, when she said, I really hate to ever revive you. She just like regretted to revive him. This is where, he realized one thing. His eyes go dark and they become depressed. And this is where, a man is laughing saying, 3 young kids. So, what is happening here? Issei says, he speaks out loud. My goal. He said it out loud. This is where mostly 2 of his friends kind of looks towards him. Is it Issei? My goal is to become one of the freest people in this life. I don't want to become a servant or a slave to anyone. He said it loud enough for everyone to hear. This is where, he said, my goal is to become the freest person in this whole world. I don't care in what I have to do. If I have to fight for my life, I will become free. My dream is to literally just be free and then not care about any rules. This is where, everyone's surprised in what he said. This is where, the person that's smoking, he kind of just has this cigarette right to his mouth, but he isn't smoking. He's surprised in what the younger fella said. This is where, the person who just came and was asking what's happening, he had red hair and 3 scars on his face, mostly on near his eye. It mostly looks to be like his right eye. This is where, well, he's surprised. Now, of course, he looks to have one arm, and what's it called? One arm, because the other arm is kind of like a stump. But yeah, this is where, well, he walks towards, well, what's it called? Issei, because there's one thing just happened. When Issei was saying that speech, this pressure, this power erupted from him. Actually, everyone that was there kind of listening was not trying to pass out, but some of them actually did pass out. A bunch of people literally started just falling down to the ground because Issei did have his eyes closed right now out of anger and annoyment because he wants to literally become one of the freest people in the whole world. It doesn't matter what he needs to do. He wants to just have freedom. He doesn't want to be a damn slave to anyone again. So, well, Issei is still sending off this pressure that's knocking out people. It's not magic. It's not, what's it called, Drake's power. It's his own will. This is where, well, everyone is being knocked out, and this is where, well, the ground is cracking. The rope that's right now holding, well, his friends are kind of just splitting, like mostly kind of just splitting at their part, but yeah. This is where, well, he said, I won't die. He looks up, he opens his eyes, and then sees the older man, this guy with red hair, takes his sword. And this is where, well, he says, I won't die. I don't fear death. This is where, well, Issei's eyes kind of shine to be white a little bit. This is where, well, the older man swings his sword, and the sword Issei just didn't want to die. But of course, the sword moves so fast that he closes his eyes, knowing that he is already dead. This is where, well, the ropes around, well, what's called him and his friends kind of just gets cut. This is where, well, Issei stops kind of sending pressure because he kind of got scared a little bit. This is where, well, Issei then looks up thinking that he's already dead. He's probably already in heaven or something. Heaven or hell, doesn't matter where he's at. Void, who cares? This is where, well, Issei said, what? What? The rope falls down to the ground. This is where, well, his friends are let go. The older man just smiles at him and says, so, your dream is to become the freest. Are you willing to become a pirate? Issei said, yes. No hesitation, beat or anything. He didn't hesitate at all. This is where, well, the older man says, wow, you have such a powerful will. A powerful will to be able to suppress others and knock them out with your own will. Such a powerful one. I haven't seen that since, well, the dawn of the Pirate King. Interesting. This is where, well, he says confused. This is where, well, the older man decides to kind of say, so, you're willing to become a pirate. You're willing to become free. You're willing to break rules to just become free. Is that what I'm getting from you, kid? This is where Issei nodded. This is where, well, Shinx, well, mostly the older person says, okay, then how about this? I'll give you something in return just to see if you won't die or won't give up after that. This is where, well, Issei nodded. This is where Issei is confused. This is where, well, this person pulls out a chest from behind and kind of gives it towards Issei and says, open it. This is where, well, Issei opens it, and what comes out, or not comes out, mostly what he sees inside is this bluish kind of fruit that's crackling with bluish lightning around it. Issei is confused. Issei says, what is this? This is where, well, he was about to grab the, what's it called, weird looking fruit. The older man says, it's a devil fruit. A fruit that not many are there in the world, but there's some in the world that can give special powers to anyone. Anyone that eats them. Issei thinks in his head, saying, eats them, becomes powerful. More powerful than anyone in the world. He then thinks his dream, his goal, his actual goal that had changed from being the Heron King to literally wanting to be one of the freest people in the world. No suppressed, no tied down, just be one of the freest people, becoming the pirate. Then this is where he changes from his head from the Heron King to Pirate King. His dream has changed to literally just become the Pirate King. Issei then grabs the devil fruit and like picks it up, and this is where something happens. The devil fruit changes. It changes from the bluish color towards a kind of purplish, like darker color. Well, it changes from a like bluish color. It was kind of a bluish color to a darker bluish color. and then into a purplish color, then into a greenish color, and then into a pure white color. This white one like this, and it's kind of black a little bit, but yeah. This is where Shanks was, mostly the older man was surprised. This is where, well, Issei said, what is this? This is where, well, the older man says, interesting. It seems that you add your armament hawking unconsciously, or mostly your conqueror's hawking. Interesting, he says whisperly, but Issei managed to hear it. It's like, conqueror's hawking? He's confused, but of course the old man says, eat it. This is where, well, Issei kind of nodded and just decided to eat it, and this is where, well, he's eating it, all of it, because he doesn't know if he has to eat it all or not. Of course, it worked well. It does kind of zaps him a little bit when he's eating, but of course he doesn't care about the pain. This is what, well, when he eats it all, he goes, ugh, ugh, why is it tasting that bad? Ugh, ugh. This is where, well, he wanted to puke it back up. And this is where, well, the older man chuckles. He knows how bad of a tasting the devil fruit is. He kind of heard multiple times and has heard it before. This is where, well, Issei, this is where, well, his friends are just looking at Issei until something happens. Issei felt like, what's it called, lightning around him starts zapping around him. Mostly those white lightning. This is where, well, the older man says, interesting. You actually managed to activate it that interesting. That fast, also. What an interesting boy you are. This is where, well, Issei said, who are you, old man? Who are you, mister? The person says, don't call me mister, I am still young, he said, very just smiling also. But if you need to know my name is Shanks. I am the red-haired pirate captain. This is where, well, Issei widened his eyes and said, you're the captain? Oh shit. He kind of just realized that he might have insulted him. He might die in acting. This is where, well, the older man named Shanks said, and don't worry, kid, you're not gonna die. I just gave you a devil fruit. Why would I kill you after you disrespected me? I don't mind you calling me mister, but just note they just calls me Shanks or Red Hair. I don't really mind the names. This is where, well, mostly my actual name or, well, mostly a nickname, but yeah. This is where Issei nodded, saying, okay, Shanks. This is where, well, Issei was getting up. Of course, this is where lightning still crackling around him. But of course, this is where he felt like his, what's it called, chest was hurting. This is where he said, what is happening? Issei falls down to the ground. This is where Shanks says, hey, kid, are you okay? Issei started vomiting blood. This is where he goes, this is where, well, Shanks said, kid. This is where, well, he started coughing up blood. Of course, lightning around him started kind of going around him, trying to heal him or something. But something from his chest decided to pop out. 8 pawn pieces just zaps out of his body, right now being cracked. This is where, well, Issei then falls down to the ground, right now passing out unconsciously. This is where, well, Shanks says, hey kid! This is where he rushes towards the kid. This is where, well, he sees that he's still alive, and this is where he then tells his vice captain, Ben, or mostly he said, Ben, call, Marcos up here. This is where, well, Ben nodded. He says, I got it. This is where, well, he pulls out a snail and says, hey, Marcos, how far are you from us since we left? Not that far. Why? I need you. We need you to come over here fast. We kind of have someone injured. Oh shit. Fine. I'll be there fast enough I can. About 5 minutes later, this is where he's flying fast enough, and he managed to find the red-haired pirates on like well, kind of near an island. And of course, this is where, well, Issei is right now in the bed, right now, kind of breathing out hard. Of course, well, he was coughing about like a lot of blood, and then these 8 pawn pieces just jump out of his body, like literally gone, just appear. But yeah, this is where, well, he's breathing out hard. This is where his friends are just confused, shocked and confused. This is where Shanks looks at the pawn pieces and notices that these are demonic pawn pieces. He knows about the mainland and about the devils and supernatural beings. He wasn't expecting this kid, such a young age, to be able to turn into a servant. Also, in his words, a slave. He doesn't know who dared to decide to put such a young curse or decide to just put him into being a slave. This is where he now kind of relates the kind of mostly mission, the quest, mostly the quest that dream, plan, and other things that, well, Issei kind of said. He then realized what he said. I see. So that's what you want. That's what you meant. You wanted to stop being a slave towards a person who hurt you. damn, such a young kid. He feels bad for Issei. This is where, well, he knows that servants are basically slaves. Yeah, he doesn't care. Devils, whatever, fallen angels, whatever, forces, he doesn't care. Just basically the whole damn same thing. He doesn't like the supernatural. It pretty much just pisses him off because they basically use humans as slaves, just like some people that he fucking knows. Celestial dragons. Not cough cough. Not the point. Of course, well, it just pisses him off really fucking bad. This is where, well, he then looks at the kid. Of course, this is where Marcos managed to land down on the ship, and this is where some people are getting up. And this is where Ben just says, ignore them. They are not the people that should be worried about. Go down the what's it called stairs and kind of get to the what's it called, not down the stairs. Go up to the what's it called captain's headquarters. This is where, well, the yellow hair kind of looking like a pineapple most of the time, or used to look like a pineapple, but now has actual yellow hair around his like head. And of course, where he kind of said, yeah, okay. He does also have glasses, so of course he gets up to the what's it called, the headquarters of the captain, and does knock. And this is where Shanks opens it and says, come in, Marcos. I need you to use your flames to heal him. He just ate a devil fruit and started vomiting blood. What? How is that possible? What devil fruit did you give him? Devil fruit that is kind of odd, because it was supposed to be, well, weird about it. What is it? It had some lightning on it, but every time I look through this book about war devil fruits and all them other stuff, there's only given 2 devil fruits in existence to be known. Okay, did you look into any other types? I tried to look into them, but I don't know what exactly happened. The devil fruit changed after him touching it. It changes from this bluish color, like a light blue color, to a darker bluish color, to a purple, then a green color, and then a pure white, then black color. I don't know why, but then he ate it, and after a while he then coughed up blood and vomited these pieces of those damn supernatural beings. He punches the wall because literally he's pissed the fuck off, and who dare make such a young child a slave of their own? This is where, well, he's just so fucking pissed and annoyed. This is where, well, Marcos nodded and says, I see. I will heal him. He can feel the bloodlust and murderous intent that Shanks has. Shanks opens the door and just walks out just to get some fresh air. But people can literally feel his conqueror's hawking kind of leaking out of his body. Ben is the only one kind of next to him, saying, what's wrong, Shanks? I'm just so damn annoyed. I can't believe supernatural beings would literally dare to get such a young child into their fucking clutches. I don't know about the other 2. I don't think they're supernatural. But whoever did this is such a fucking monster. It's where he's gritting his teeth. Such a young, kind, young, nice boy. And yet they basically turned him to a fucking slave. This is where he's gritting his teeth, just annoyed. This is where, well, Ben says, don't worry, Marcos should be able to heal him. This is where Marcos is starting to use his blue flames and go into a Phoenix mode, and of course just healing him. This is where, oh, he's being healed by the blue flames, but of course he isn't sweating, he's not sweating much, but of course where, well, he instead falls to sleep in bliss. This is where, well, Marcos managed to heal him enough. This is where he feels very tired also. He's like, holy shit, that took a lot. He then gets out and says, I think I'm done with it. I don't know, I won't stay around here just to see if he vomits any more blood or anything. This is where, well, Shanks says, thank you, Marcos. This is where, well, they decide to set into sea, into mostly set off into where they were going. But yeah, this is where when Issei managed to wake up, he was confused, just tired and confused. This is where, well, it's been about 2 days, but of course, he gets out of the headquarters captain. Of course, the bed was pretty big, as you mentioned, but yeah, this is where, well, he gets up and says, what happened? Issei is walking. Of course, he almost fell, but luckily he managed to catch him in the bed. He gets up to the wall and just kind of uses the wall to try to lift himself up. He then kind of opens the door, kind of still holding it. He's not trying to fall because he feels like his leg and body and is entirely weak. This is what, well, he's looking outside and seeing the deck is really like plain, like there's barely anyone there. Until he sees the other man, the guy that was smoking. Ben or something, his name was. This is where, well, he kind of gets towards him and says, what happened? This is where, well, the man kind of turns around and sees Issei. But Issei's completely different. His hair becomes purely white. His eyes are still brownish, but then they're just kind of, well, mostly, what's it called? His hair is pure white. His eyes will be, what's it called? A kind of lightish color, like a lightish brownish color. Like they literally became gold, but they're still brown, but they're light. And so, well, Issei seems to be different. He also kind of got more taller and muscular, but yeah. But of course, just a little bit more taller. He says, "What just happened?" This is where Ben says, "Are you okay? Shouldn't you still be in bed? You seem to be really tired." Issei says, "No, I'm fine." This is where Ben says, "Whatever. What happened is we're right now on the island, right now, resupplying. And if you're wondering about your friends or with, what's it called, the others, I see. And I'll be, no, kid, you still need rest." Okay, this is where, well, Issei gets back with a little strength that he had and then just passed out on the bed. This is where, well, we go into a couple of days later. This is where, well, Issei wakes up after a while, mostly 2 days later. Of course, he feels much better after sleeping for about 2 more days. But of course, this is where Issei and the others, mostly 2 other friends, and they actually have, instead of what's it called, their casual clothing, into kind of being like pirate clothing a little bit. Even Issei's got different clothing. Mostly his uniform, he basically is wearing what's it called, Shank's outfit. And of course, where, well, he doesn't really have a hat of, what's it called, or mostly Shank doesn't have a hat mostly. But of course, where, well, they're seeing what's it called, a giant mountain right now, kind of bringing up the, what's it called, like big boat that they're in, and right now getting over the mountain, of course, sliding all the way down. This is where, well, Shank says, "Oh, you better hold on because this is such a bumpy ride." This is where when the water like splashed down, they're now at a place like it's bigger, like it's a pretty big place. Now, of course, it's confused. Why didn't they just go around the mountain? He asks Shanks about that. Shanks says it's an invisible barrier mostly. Of course, this is where this invisible barrier kind of blocks anyone from coming in, any supernatural being, or just anyone in general. He knows Issei that, well, he does tell Issei about the supernatural beings. The supernatural beings cannot go into this place, and even if they kind of get on a boat to just get over the mountain, they'll literally be killed in an instant, because there's like this very powerful, like, dense energy around this place that only normal humans can actually go into this place, and any double free user can also go into it, because yeah, they can also get out and just go back into the like other world. But yeah, but this is where Shanks explained that this is called the Grand Line. Basically, there's multiple mostly multiple islands and other things and multiple places. There's also Marines and other pirates or warlords or Yonkos, which he explains that he's a Yonko. And with this is where Issei kind of pales a little bit. But Shanks says that he's not going to kill Issei, so he doesn't need to worry. So of course, this is where, well, Issei smiles and says, "Really? Okay." And so, well, he kind of smiles brightly, kind of smiles similar to that of like Roger. He remembers that. And this is where, well, he says, "Another person. I wonder how you and Luffy will react if you two ever met each other." He smiles to himself. This is where, well, Issei is just looking at the, what's it called, well, sea, and of course it's such a beautiful sea. Of course there's like giant fish and other things, and of course where, well, mostly, what's it called, Murahama is right now kind of training with, what's it called, Ben, well, Ben, to literally try to be a sharpshooter, or not a sharpshooter, mostly training with Yosan, mostly Usan's father, to be like a sharpshooter. But yeah, this is where, well, Matsui, yeah. So Murahama's training with, what's it called, Yosan. Well, what's it called, Matsui is training with someone who's actually pretty good at swords, mostly in the crew. I don't know, I can't remember. One of Shanks' members good with the sword. Just think of someone who's literally training with them. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei is training with Shanks to learn his Conqueror's Hawking, his Hawking in general, mostly all 3 Hawkins, to see if he only has Conqueror Hawking or just armament and what's it called, authorization. This is where, well, after a while with training with Issei with the other Hawkins, he realizes his Conqueror's Hawking is the most powerful. His armament Hawking isn't just behind, and authorization is not behind either. This is where his authorization, he can actually see future sight pretty easily. This is where, well, he can see further into the future and can actually predict in what's going to happen next, or mostly see further. But yeah, well, this is where something is interesting about his armament Hawking. It's not the color of any normal color, like black or blue or just red, but instead it's white. And it's kind of, well, not invisible. Well, fuck it. I know that Hawking isn't supposed to be invisible for people to actually look at it and see it, but I'm gonna say that it's invisible, okay? This is where it's white. Of course, where, well, you can also use his lightning with his white Hawking to actually make him much more powerful, much more brighter, but yeah. This is where, well, his Conqueror's Hawking seems to be fused with this Lightning Devil Fruit, which when he kind of uses Conqueror's Hawking, it actually zaps anyone that's in it. Mostly, of course, knocking them out, but making their body paralyzed with his Lightning Devil Fruit. He accidentally used it one time and knocking out some crew members. This is where they were paralyzed for days, until they managed to unfreeze after a while. But yeah. Of course, this is where Issei says, oops, sorry about that. This is where Shang says, nah, it's fine. But of course, they're basically training with them for not 1 year, mostly 2 years. But yeah, well, kind of 2 years. Mostly 2 years has passed. And we go into a time skip. So yeah, 2 years has passed. Doesn't work, well, we go into mostly what's it called, the rating games. The rating games literally kind of got canceled for a couple of months because they literally tried to find Issei, but no way in hell they could find him because they realized he's not in this dimension entirely. Actually, they don't even know if he's in the dimensional gap or he's just dead. This is where, well, Rias is right now crying. She became so depressed because literally she could be the reason in why Issei died. But they don't know about it. But yeah, they don't know who exactly saw them last. Well, mostly they say saw them last because Matsue and Murahama are gone also. Literally, 3 young boys literally are gone from Kuo Academy. They don't even sense him in anywhere around the what's it called globe. Like other people try to find it, but yeah. Mostly looking for Issei, but they're trying to also look for Matsue or Murahama just to see if they know any information and where Issei will be at. Of course, no one has ever talked about in who saw him last or saw them last time or whatever. But mostly, when they kind of go into a shop, mostly a comic book shop, they ask the comic book store if they have seen Issei or any of the others. He lied. He completely just lied to them. He didn't care if it was a lie or not. Well, he did try to lie his best, which he's very good at lying, because he kind of went to jail one time and he found out how to lie. But not the point. He lied, and of course, they realized that they couldn't tell if that's the truth or not. But of course, this is where they walk away. But yeah, this is where, well, I will say, I hope those 2, well, mostly those 3 are pretty good. Well, doing good. Then again, I did sense what's it called, Issei's Conqueror's Hawking. Well, anyone else noticing, I didn't tell him about it. But if he found it out by himself, that's good. You are one step closer to probably becoming the Pirate King, Issei Shiro. This is where he says whispering into his head. No one else heard him in the store, but yeah, because they were whispering anyone. But yeah, this is where, well, we go into mostly the time skip. Now, it's been over 2 years. Of course, everyone has graduated. Mostly Rias has graduated, even was it called Kiba, because yeah, Rias is like 19. Well, not 19, she's 20. And of course, Kiba is 19. Now, of course, the words are in college, mostly Kuo College, but yeah. This is where, well, everyone's still very depressed. Some people are just trying to ignore and what happened to Issei, but yeah. Now, Azo has been the most depressed. Someone that he believes to literally becomes his successor is gone. Probably dead. And annoyed. He is so furious. He doesn't care. He's still in alliance with what's it called, the devils and angels. But he straight up doesn't want to be anywhere near the others, mostly the girls. Even though he kind of doesn't care about them most of the time because they were the reason. Because when Reyes kind of said it might have been with, it might have been the reason for her. This is where Alzo wanted to lash out and throw light spears at Reyes. But mostly it was Graceby who slaps her in the head and says, "You idiot." This is where Sir Sex was just in furious anger with his like little sister. But yeah. This is where, well, mostly Reyes' parents was also kind of disgusted in why Reyes kind of did something like that. But yeah. Of course, we go into mostly something happening. After, well, 2 years, something happens. someone actually appears, a pirate, right now in, well, Tokyo, or yeah, Tokyo, causing trouble in Tokyo. Right now, launching what they call like powerful attacks. Right now, laughing, and right now having a crew saying, "Well, these people can't take us out." Well, not the mostly right now. Well, yeah, attacking in Tokyo, and of course they're mostly near the dock, and of course launching what's it called these like what's it called cannonballs at well the city, and of course this is where well supernatural beings are confused because they were not called up, but of course mostly a lot of people are getting injured, so of course Azo's trying to figure out what's happening. Of course they see this like big dude with what's it called yellow hair and of course dark skin, and of course he's sending out this powerful aura right now, knocking out people left, right, down. This is where well not even the army can get near, so of course supernatural beings are trying to like show up. This is where Ansel was there because he only was there just to kind of visit because he's still very depressed after not seeing Issei, but yeah. And there is other people there, mostly what's it called, Sona's team. Now, of course, Sona is right now trying to right now conflict and trying to attack this like giant being. Like this person's so big. This is where well, Sona was about to get punched, but luckily for her, Seraphon actually appeared trying to push him away, which it did happen. This is where well, Seraphon said, "Sona, are you okay?" Sona has become bigger and older, and of course her chest actually did grew, but yeah. This is where well, she said, "Seraphon, sister, yeah, I'm fine." She doesn't really like hate at her or anything because she actually loves her sister, older sister, even if she's overprotective of her. But mostly, she's not gonna try to make her sister go away. Like, well, Issei's problem with what's called Rias. So of course, where well, Sona says, "Thank you, sis." This is where well, Sona Seraphon kind of has become much happier with the fact Sona has become much nicer and kinder. But yeah. This is where, well, Sanji says, "Hey, come here, boy." This is where he senses what's it called, what's it called, rope or him? Mostly like this, mostly rope, yeah. To grab this guy and try to drain his energy. The guy says, "What are you doing, you weakling? Get over here." Pulls Sanji and punches him in the face so hard, with his hand becoming black for a second. This is where, well, Sanji is launched through buildings, crashing through. This is where Sona says, "Damn it, Sanji! Tsubaki, you need a," this is where, well, mostly everyone gets pushed away, mostly this conqueror spirit. And this is where, well, the person says, "Whatever's happening, die, little girl." He sent a punch straight towards Sona, and Sona widened her eyes. She realized she's about to die. This is where, well, Seraphon says, "Sona, no!" This is where, well, something happens. The punch was literally caught before even punching Sona. Someone appears right in front of her, right now having a white coat on him. Right now, this white coat kind of like blowing into the air. Well, it's kind of, well, yeah, it's a white coat. It has a little bit tint of red and other things. This is where, oh, he also has what's called a pirate hat. And of course, where the symbol on it is right now having two bolts of lightning, two bolts of white lightning. With a skull on it. But of course, the skull in the middle of the eyes are kind of lightning bolts, but yeah, into an X shape, but yeah, and also glowing. But of course, well, the hat is purely black. And of course, his hair is purely white, but no one can actually see it. Well, it's pretty long also. But this is where, well, he has his eyes closed. And right now, his hand is covered with this white talking. This is where, well, he's wearing what's it called, black. Well, mostly similar to Shank outfit. Mostly what's it called, white kind of like shirt, button-up shirt. But it's actually kind of like unbuttoned and kind of showing off his chest. And this is where, well, he's also wearing like white pants, well, kind of like, well, it's kind of like, yeah, white pants a little bit. And this is where, well, not white pants, they're like, yeah, they're white pants, never mind. They're like, what's it called, sweatpants, but yeah. And this is where, well, he's wearing sandals. This is where, well, he kind of like opened his eyes, showing off his crystallized white eyes. They're actually silver. They became silver after a while. This is where, well, the older man widened his eyes and says, "You're Silver D." This is where he gets his stomach punched in. He's coughed up blood and then launched out of the way. This is where, well, the person gets his stomach caved in and pushed out of the way. Right now, smashing through buildings. This is where, well, Sona's confused. Of course, she's seeing this person right now having also the pirate symbol on his back, mostly, well, not on his coat, it's mostly purely white, but yeah. But of course, where, well, it looks to be his coat is kind of white, but with silver color a little bit. This is where, well, he kind of has on his belt, in his belt buckle, to kind of have what's called a, like some guns, some flintlocks, a sword next to him, but yeah. And of course, the where, well, he's kind of grinning like a little bit like a madman. He's kind of laughing. Yeah. Just wait. Well, think of Roger's laugh. Okay, not that laugh, but it's. So yeah, he's laughing similar to Roger's laugh, but yeah. Just wait. Well, he kind of just says, "Sorry about that, Bullet, but I can't let you cause trouble on the mainland. Literally, the Marine Corps kind of asked me to do it. Then again, I am kind of good friends. Well, not good friends, but you can say I'm a little bit friends with them. Sorry about that, but I can't let you cause any more trouble." That's where he said it in such a stern voice, but a chuckling voice at the same time. Very joyful a little bit. This is where the person gets out of the crater and right now coughs on some blood and then spits it and it says, "If it isn't you, white hair, well, not white hair pirates, mostly he says, Shiroi, yeah, Shiro? No, let me say that again. Shiro pirates, or should I say Shiro captain. This is where, well, this person says, call me whatever, you're still getting your ass kicked. This is where, well, Bullet says, then I'll take you out. This is where he rushes at, well, the Shiro captain. This is where, before he even gets close, he gets a roundhouse kick, a left roundhouse kick, right now lightning covering it. And of course, get kicked in the head, right now launched to a building. This is where, well, he smashes through it, then bah. This is where, well, Bullet says, attack him! This is where, well, multiple pirates starts rushing towards Issei. And mostly, yes, if you haven't noticed, this is Issei. This is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, you think I'm going to lose to the likes of you? Please, that's not happening. This is where, well, Issei is walking, and he just, like, opened his eyes once and literally conquers spirit happens, knocking them all, paralyzing them for a second, and then they pass the fuck out. This is where, well, Bullet says, damn, you're definitely strong. Fight me. What's it called? Well, candidate of the Pirate King. Yonko level. What's it called? Pirate. This is where, well, he screams at Issei. This is where Issei chuckles and says, if you want to fight me so bad, then I will fight you. This is where, well, Bullet sends his conqueror spirit. Issei sends his own conqueror spirit. Well, mostly conqueror spirit. Now, of course, they're both clashing, but Issei was much stronger and just destroys his own conqueror spirit, mostly bullets. This is where Bullet chuckles, and right now adds armament hawking to his fist and rushes at Issei, saying, die! I will defeat you, and then I will definitely crush your dreams. Issei chuckles and says, crush my dreams? Yeah, that ain't happening. No one can crush my dreams. My dreams is to become one of the freest people in this world. If I have to become Pirate King, then I will. And so where, well, Issei right now hands cover up in, well, white hawking and became silver a little bit. But this is where he punches with a claw. The hawking punches from, well, Bullet. This is where, well, both punches collide, but this is where his fist was much stronger. Just, what's called caving the fist of what they call Bullets. This is where Bullet screams out in pain and says, ah! You mother! This is where he gets kicked up in the fucking sky. This is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, you should have learned your place. I am Shiro. Shiro Pirates. I am the captain. You should have learned your place after the last time we fought, Bullet. But I guess you haven't learned anything. He then pulls out the sword with his right hand, because the sword's like on his left side. And right now pulls out the sword. It's this color of like this whitish, silverish color. And of course, well, he then adds his hawking into it, and then it just becomes silverish color more. It becomes much more brighter silver, but white color, crackling lightning around it. This is where, well, Issei chuckles and says, you are gone. He then swings his, well, mostly puts his sword towards his head, holding it with one hand. And this is where he says, one-handed style. Divine silver slash. This is where he swings the sword once, and this is where a huge silver light slash appears, right now cutting Bullet into two. Impossible. Defeated by another pirate candidate. and Pirate King candidate. First Luffy, then you. Guess fighting strong people. I guess I wasn't being able to win. He dies and both his body parts fall down to the ground and just split into two. Well, not split into two. He was mostly wasn't split. He was still cut pretty deeply, but yeah, this is where he falls down to the ground. Right now, crashing Kratos. This is where everyone winds their eyes. Literally, this person who has zero difficulty, zero difficulty with what's it called, the pirates and this other pirate. Just where, well, he then puts his sword into his sheath and then just looks at what's it called, mostly all the other people. This is where his silver eyes right now connected into reddish, purplish, violet eyes, mostly Sona's eyes. This is where Sona kind of, she blushes a little bit. This is where, well, Issei ignores her, but right now kind of goes to Bullet's kind of right now knocked out body. He's right now just knocked the fuck out, crackling, lying and rolling. This is where, well, someone landed down saying, "Who are you exactly?" This is where, well, someone in front of him lands right now in front of, well, Issei. Now, of course, they don't know this is Issei. This is where Issei says, "Can you move? Governor Fallen Angel, Azel." This is where, well, Azel says, "So, you know who I am, yet I don't know who you are. So, can you please tell me who you are?" This is where, well, he literally gets a paper into his face, like, shoved into his face. This is where, well, Issei walks past him. This is where, well, Hazel looks into a paper and looks into it, and it says, Yonko level, mostly pirate. Right now, see on sight, run for the fucking hills. Try to. It says try. But, where it says dead or alive, says dead. Bring this motherfucker dead. Or try to. This is where, well, it also says the bounty, the mostly how much money he has. It kind of has what's it called, 4 billion, what's it called, 0.1 to 100 million. Yeah, 100 million. 50, well, yeah, 50,000, yeah, no, 100, no, not 100 million, yeah, 100 million, 50,000, 101. So where, well, he says, "Oh, that's a lot of fucking money." But then berries, he says, "I don't really know what the berry currency is." He then looks into the name, Super D Issei. This is where, well, right now, Asa kind of just like rub both of his eyes and says, "Huh?" He then looks into the paper again, Super D Issei. This is where, well, Silver is his last name, D is his middle name, and Issei is his last, well, mostly his first name. But yeah, this is where, well, Asa says, he then sees the initials for like the L, D, M, whatever. We'll see the last, middle, and what's it called first. And that's where he said, "Issei!" He screams it out loud, and that's where everyone hears it. And that's where Issei chuckles to himself a little bit. But this is where he gets to Bullet and literally kind of just uses this white lightning portal appears and just tosses what's it called, well, Bullet spotting it. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei starts to walk away. This is where Issei chuckles a little bit to himself. This is where, well, he's laughing because it's funny to him. As though to see him just scream out his name. It doesn't matter. Really, pretty much he is a Yonko level. And if anyone dares to go after him, he will destroy them. This is where, well, he thanked that to, well, his sensei. Mostly someone that he truly looks up to be a father figure. This is where, well, Azil says, "Wait, Issei, if this is you, then you're the one, well, you're the only one to shove me something in my face, because I remember you doing that when you were 17 and still a brat, but now you're 19 and I'm still seeing you as a brat, but more mature. Where have you been for the last 2 years, Issei?" This is where Issei chuckles, turns back around, and this is where he takes off his hat. This is where, well, showing off his longish, whitish, silverish hair. And this is where, well, Issei's silverish eyes connected towards Azo's kind of like purplish violet eyes. This is where Issei chuckles and says, "Where have I been? I guess you can say that my vacation might be over." Well, it's not. Truly, I'm still needing the goal to finish. A goal that I want to finish. So, my goal is not finished. So, my vacation is not finished. But pretty much, where have I been? Oh, you know, going to the Grand Line, becoming the Pirate King, you know, all that good stuff, becoming Yonko level. Yeah, isn't that great? Also, I'm a Yonko level pirate. Literally, I can go destroy islands without a care in the world. This is where, well, Issei kind of narrowed his eyes. Also widened his eyes. I see. So you became a pirate. But, if that's where you have been, no wonder none of us could ever send you. I see. So you've been in the Grand Line, being able to not. But this is where Elsa says, "Wait, but you can't go in it. You're a supernatural being. You would have get easily zapped by the energy in it and killed. How you here? No, that can't be." Issei said, "Oh, but I can. You see here, I eat a devil fruit called the Shiro no Mi. Well, mostly the Shiro lightning devil fruit. Pretty much, I am a lightning man, a white lightning man. But don't worry, Azo. When I ate this devil fruit, those pieces, 8 pieces, were injected from my body thanks to the devil fruit. After that, I could easily enter the Grand Line without a care in the world. I am no longer a demon, but a human with such powerful power that I am considered to be a Yonko level by the Marines. So, how you like that, you motherfucker?" This is what Issei said without a casual fucking complaint in the world. He just said it so casual. Swear, Hazel says, "You became Yonko level? What, human? You're no longer a demon, are you?" "Nope, and I don't give a damn. You see here, I truly don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about Rias. I don't give a damn about the supernatural world. I don't give a damn about anything. Truly, I am someone different from you. I am no longer named Hiro Issei. I am named Silver D Issei. Now that you know who I am, I should tell you one thing. Tell Rias this. I don't give a damn about her, and truly, if she wants to literally try to attack me or try to make me her damn slave again, she's going to die. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if I have to literally fight against the whole supernatural world with the other Yonkos. I really don't give a damn. I don't give 2 damn in a sandwich." This is where, well, as I said, Issei, you changed a lot. It must be for the better or the worse. I can see that you really don't like her. You truly don't like her at all. Nope, I don't like the others neither. So if you try to tell me, am I going to become the Heron King? Yeah, that ain't happening. Instead, I'm gonna become the Pirate King because I want freedom. Literally, that's my dream. Freedom. Fuck all you supernatural beings, because truly all of you just trying to make humans into slaves. But yeah, I don't give a damn into sandwiches. So, fuck off. This is what Issei said casually. And of course, Enzo felt hurt a little bit, but yeah. Now he does know that demons do usually turn to humans into servants, either into actually taking care of them, or literally into slaves. So he can understand into that viewpoint. So this is where Issei said, other than that, I'm going to be going. I'm going back to the mostly the Grand Line. I'm still looking for that damn One Piece. It's still taking me forever, but don't worry. I'll find that One Piece. I'm definitely gonna beat Big Brother Luffy in it. I don't care if I have to. This is where, well, Issei is right now screaming out, yeah! But yeah, this is where, well, as I'll say, well, I'm glad to see you again, even if you don't like us at all. But still, what about any girls that you have met over the your pirate career? He says, kind of trying to make a light comment or any of that. He says, oh, yeah, I have 4 wives. This is where, well, as I say, fuck sakes, Issei. I thought you said you weren't trying to become the Heron King. Oh, no. I'm not trying to become the Heron King. I'm just having 4 wives. I love them all equally, and they're my beautiful wives. After I become Pirate King, I might have kids with them. But not the point. I have 10 kids, actually. This is where, as I say, I thought you say you didn't even have, this is where, well, Issei says they're adopted. But don't worry, they're all very powerful in their own rights. That's not the point. I should be going, Azo. This is where, well, he said it kind of venomly in this word, as I say, no sensei part? No, I don't really see you as a sensei or a father figure. Instead, that's only for someone that I see as a sensei and a father figure in the Grand Line. And he's a Yonko level, also similar to me. But he's much stronger, much more scarier. But not the point. He's one of the best people I ever have met. You see what? Well, as I say, but Issei, why? Like I said, I don't want to. No, I don't see you as a sensei. So yeah. But other than that, I'm gonna be going. This is where Starfall says, no you don't. This is where she rushes at Issei, and this is where Issei appears right now, grabbing her from the face. Lightning blackout. She's knocked out. She literally blacked out after getting hit by lightning. Like hundreds of volts a bit. This is where, Issei drops her, and this is where Issei says, well, I should be going. I don't truly want to stay here. I still gotta get back to the ground line. Literally don't want to be bothered by any of you. But yeah, it's where, well, someone kind of appears, mostly what's it called, because they were here at, what's it called, Tokyo for only a meeting, but yeah, or no, they weren't here, no. But of course, this is where Issei says, well, I should be going. Other than that, see ya. This is where a cloud appears of lightning, and this is where, well, Issei then zaps out of the way. But yeah, he just flies away. Sorry, as I could get him, but literally he's going faster than I expected. Damn it. This is where Sona rushes toward her sister and says, Surfer! This is where, well, what's it called? As it says, he got him really strong, very powerful. He truly has become Yonko level, I guess. I guess I kind of miss you, kid. I wish you were still the same. If you became this strong by over 2 years, I wonder how you would have stayed here in 2 years. Would you become the same strength, or would it become different? Or weaker than your current state right now? Very strong. This is where, well, also then flies off. He doesn't care about Serafon and the others. He just flies off, doesn't care. He just goes back to Goryeo or whatever it's called, but yeah. But for right now, this is where I'm going to end it off. And no, it's not a one-shot. It's going to probably continue as a series. But for right now, it's going to be part 1 of this What If. Now, of course, I can't do what's it called, What If Issei was a reincarnation of Gojo, or what's it called, well, Hatake mostly, and Hatake. But other than that, not the point. I'm going to end it off here. Probably later, after school, I'll probably upload another video. But other than that, bye. Potato. Or, yeah, bye. Night. This, or whatever.